good if you can get on top of the backline, but we've seen the Akali into Cassio just be miserable.
Yeah.
Even more so with the extra damage available in the runes. And I think it would make the composition of Gen.G very short range. Playing into a Cassiopeia would not be a fun time. So I don't think that the ban was necessarily needed. And it looks like Gen.G going to go for the Nico here. So obviously with the Nami gone, have to go for something else. It does continue with that sort of threaten the backline line of thinking. If Nico can get on top of the Jace Cassiopeia, a lot of pressure there.
Nico definitely still a strong pick. And now, I mean, for T1, this is their chance to do something strange. We don't have a lot of good options left available for this bottom lane.
I honestly like the Sivir here, to be honest.
Mel.
Go for the Mel, though. Mel, Camille.
Mel, Camille.
Okay.
Camille.
So they have the setup from the Camille. They have the Mel, who can obviously follow up on CC with a lot of burst. But you are going to get poked a good amount by this lane in opposition. Chovy considering the Talia as an option, a pick that did get buffed slightly, and we've seen a bit more prevalence.
Talia Pantheon as
Talia
well.
Pantheon, a really strong combo, yeah, and especially for the Vi. This is not fun to play into. I feel like Gen.G's composition is...
It is time. Let's hop into the rift for game number 3. Here we go. And of course, for match 6-7, we get a game number 3. It's just meant to be. It's written in the stars. This ward is going to get cleared out.
So last time Carrier played Camille, he was pretty massive on it. Once again, has the Ignite, the Hail of Blades, a lot of early threat. And if you get the ball rolling, you can be a big problem for Gen.G. But there's a lot of poke on the other side that you have to kind of respect. Which is why we could just see Carrier instantly all in at the first opportunity.
Yeah. Level 1 Camille. You have hook shot.
Yeah, you just hook shot
into the enemy.
And
that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah.
It's going to hit them both. And take a little bit of damage after the fact. But this is definitely what you want to do. Get aggressive trades with your Camille.
And that's the thing is, you know, at that point, Ruler doesn't have the Valkyrie. Duro doesn't even have 2 abilities to string together. Doesn't have the root into the Q.
Ghost already used here by Faker. He's putting on the pressure on a Chovy.
Oh, so much damage, especially with the Deathfire touch as well. You go for that long combo and then land your Q at the end to extend it. Duro, just pretend you're a minion. They won't hit you.
He's a minion. They're like, oh, yeah.
Where'd he go? Oh, there he is.
Why did it feel like the T1 bottom lane like roleplayed that? They're like, oh yeah, no, it's actually a minion. I guess we were wrong.
Yeah, that was a successful deception check by Duro. Natural 20 comes out.
Yeah, he shapeshifted right in front of them, but he, he just got a good roll, so that's the way it goes.
Didn't look like anything to me.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this is Keen Sante getting to work here up against Doran in the 1v1. Really wants to force the flash, and eventually he will get it.
So I often talk about Keen not getting the most prio in Gen.G drafts, but they decided we want this third pick Sante with a lot of the matchups into Jace had a good gone. They sacrificed a Nami for it. It's paying off already.
I mean, Kanye's going to go in there and just have to flash away. I guess he resets the blue, but he doesn't have a health bar, so...
Yeah, they'd rather kill him than the blue.
Yeah, the flash on in, as he will throw up a shield. It's going to help a little bit, but it's still going to be a kill. First blood given over to Pays. Just like that, is Canyon a little bit over-aggressive to try to secure his blue.
I mean, Carrier playing the Camille will look for any opportunity to all in the jungle. You know that. And Canyon just goes super aggressive, gets instantly focused down, doesn't get his shield up in time to block the damage, and Pays is able to pick him off as a result. Good start for T1 here. And the fact that it's Pays getting the kill feels pretty good, especially given how monstrous his game 2 was.
Yeah, it feels weird to have him have that Caitlyn game, and then he's playing Mel now.
Yeah, so Ona goes for like the short Q into the stun from Carrier, and because of that, it doesn't give Canyon a chance to respond and get the shield up. If he blocks all that damage, it could have been a different situation with Duro there to back him up, but he just takes so much damage initially, has to flash out, gets chased down by the Mel, and look at the pressure being put on here. Look at the CS difference between the 80 carries. They wanted to poke them out.
Well, that's just going to be reflected as they're really desperately trying to make something of this. Instead, it is going to be Gen.G that write their own fate in the death node at this point, as Ruler 1v3 is going to flash, but no tower aggro taken just yet. They're just following him around. As FaZe does a little bit of damage, he's able to get out of there. Owner does have to flash, but it's still a winning play here for T1. Now 2-0-1 for FaZe as well.
Even with some mishaps on the back end, still ends up being a kill. You know, Carrier had Ignite as well and Flash. Really just very dead in that situation. But it's T1 twisting the knife to such an extreme degree, not letting Ruler and Duro play the game. You know they wanted to get a couple of levels behind them, start poking them out. They've never been given a chance. Ruler has less than half of the CS of FaZe. He's down over an entire level. He's 1,200 gold down. It's less than 5 minutes. You know, the bot laners were so important in the previous game, and T1 are just not letting Gen.G's bot laner exist.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the ways that T1 bot lanes will punish you.
FaZe has an Alternator, an Amp Tome, and a Dark Seal. Ruler has a tier. Maybe several tiers with how the lane's been going.
They're going to land the root. It's not really going to help out all too much. Ascaria still connects the hook shot, and that's heal gone. Ruler still doesn't have flash.
The thing is, they don't kill them, but they don't need to. They just chunk them out, force them away. This lane is unplayable, and Gen.G going to look top lane.
Yeah, a little bit of a mishap, but Doran doesn't have flash, and he's Jace, so he's still dead. Not exactly the cleanest, but they get the job done. And that's a kill over to Keen. It's
good they're getting a kill there. It's good they're able to do something despite what is going on bot lane, but I'm afraid it really doesn't make up for how bullied out your bot lane is. I mean, look at this.
They don't have a bot lane. There is no bot lane to bully because they don't exist. And there he goes. He disappears. FaZe does die, though. But the kill is given over to Duro, and a large amount of farm is denied.
He's still at 14 CS. I was saying before 5 minutes, I was like, he has less than half the CS. He had 14 CS there. Ruler hasn't killed a single minion in over a minute, maybe even longer. He's still at 14 CS at 6 minutes. Carrier has half his farm.
Yeah.
This is just brutal. This is so unplayable, and it's getting to the point where FaZe is almost level 6, Ruler isn't even level 4. Canyon is about to get ultimate, but if you show up bot, you just lose. If it's 3v3, 100%, but I don't even know if you win 2v3 at this point. With how strong FaZe is becoming. Nearly going to have his first item as well. Finally, Ruler gets another bit of CS. Maybe he'll hit 20 CS before.
He got his first 4 CS in like the last 3 minutes.
There we go, 20 farm.
Hey. Yeah. Carrier, you know, he doesn't have Ignite, he doesn't have Flash. Also, he moved out of the lane, and they knew it. So
also, Carrier just double Ruby Crystal, double Longsword, just as many base stats as possible.
That's the thing about Camille's support as well, is it's not like a Lulu, it's not a Nami, it's someone who actually will just kill you, even without items. Like, that is something that Camille can do, and just so much pressure. I think that's part of it, you know, when you're talking about like the 2v3s, like FaZe is really fed, but also Camille is not going to make your day easy. Does look like Keen is keeping this wave right in front of his turret. And there's not really much that Doran can do to punish him. So kind of frustrating for Doran. But again, I think they're winning on the map.
And you can just go top and kill Doran. Even with Flash, you go ult behind him, he's pretty dead. You see Keen's trying to set up for it. But Ona's moving over. They kind of expect this play. He flashes well, and Ona counters. This could be huge.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to the timing. Owner is here. A lot of damage already done to Doran, but yeah, Flash comes in. There's the stun. The knockback, though, is good from Doran. And now we got a TP coming in from FaZe as the follow-up here coming in from Owner. And Canyon is isolated and will be going down. Owner picks up that kill, and the pressure from the TP is good.
Such a good read from T1. You know, bot lane's in shambles. Canyon can't really do anything there. He's like, I'll go top. We know we can kill Doran on repeat, but he has Flash available, doesn't even need it. A good buffer with a knockaway onto Canyon. And the fact that FaZe is there as well to clean up, to make sure, to guarantee they win that fight, just spreading his influence on the map. And Ona going to be able to pick up the grubs as a reward. Getting those grubs as well when you already have so much pressure and been devastating Gen.G's bot lane tower definitely feels bad.
This time it's Owner who picks up the 3 grubs. I believe it was Canyon who got 3 grubs and like all of the objectives in both games 1 and 2. All the early objectives. This time it's going to be T1 with all the pressure they have. The Hextech Drake, the 3 grubs. Just feels like this game is one that T1 explicitly wanted to take into their hands right from the get-go, even with that early Cassiopeia pick.
I mean, we saw game one really come down to that flex from Gen.G, the rumble to mid, the Renekton top lane, giving them so much power. This game, T1, it feels like they brought out some of their tools they had in waiting with the Mel, Camille, just playing around it so effectively here. So Canyon's waiting for the chance when Ona burns the Q to jump in. Doran's able to self-peel here, and then with the TP coming in, Ona just says, cool, we'll just kill the Pantheon. Keen has to leave. They know they can't hang around and wait for Pays to arrive. And it ends up going favorably towards them.
Doran's just so fast. I mean, he picked up the Swifties, and now Keen is having a much more difficult time of actually locking down the Jace, like we did see earlier on in the game when he burned the flash. I say that. This time, though, up against the wall, Keen will land that.
No ult available yet. The Pantheon is once again hovering towards the top side. And I think it's fair because what else can you really do? The game like this. Even though there's been more farm picked up from Ruler, he's level 6 now, can farm with the rockets a bit. You can still see how much pressure there is on the side of T1. And Carrier just gave a ton of solo XP over to Pays. So the level of support's pretty even, but Pays 2 levels up on Ruler.
Yeah, level 8 Mel is pretty gross at this point in the game. Carrier's even getting in there trying to poke a little bit himself. And we thought maybe something was going to be brewing here in mid with Owner nearby, but he says, you know what? It's my turn to get double dragon.
Pretty easy to get dragons when your bot lane has this much control, but he'll definitely take it.
Yeah, again, the Gen.G bottom lane doesn't exist, so pretty easy. And now on Vision, Duro might just be dead, as there's the Reflect as well. It is rebuttable, and Duro's not going to die, but he does get his back stopped.
Yeah, the heal and him getting out of that and having the peel from Canyon to stop any further damage coming through, definitely saving him. Just shows how scary this Mel is, though. I mean, the fact Canyon jumps on him, and even then they don't want to follow through, they don't want to chase more. The plan right now for Gen.G is survive. The bot lane just needs to survive as best as possible. Because with how early there was this massive gold lead, you cannot contest them. You need to wait until, even if they still have a 2,000 gold lead, it's a lot less significant at 20 minutes compared to when they had it at like 6 minutes.
Yeah. I'm just glad that Ruler doesn't have 14 CS still. That was kind of sad.
That would have been troubling if that was still the amount of farm he had at this point.
It's going to be very far behind on the quest completion. It's like the saddest Corki feeling because your spike comes so much later. You just do not get to play the game for a very long time. And it totally shifts your mindset. Just have to kind of accept your fate. And we'll see if Ruler can handle that.
They were moving up to the top side, and they spot Ona just stealing away the red buff. Can't really do much about it. And now it's a 1v1 in the bot lane. Doesn't look fun. I mean, the 2v2 didn't look fun. The 1v1 also doesn't look fun. So, that tower's not long for this world. Honestly, Gen.G might be better off with the tower gone, so at least Ruler has somewhere safe to farm.
Yeah, I mean, do you just let it go down? I mean, he has to step up and get the farm, but maybe you can let the minions hit a little bit. Trying to go for an aggressive trade as Cannon's up on the top side of the map again. I
don't know if T1 let the tower go, though.
Yeah.
I think Pays is going to let as many minions die to it as possible. He would have liked if Ruler was still on 14 farm. I think that was a good point of the game for them. Once again, Canyon trying to look for something top lane. But Doran playing pretty defensively here near his tower. And mid lane has been the most quiet, which I think Faker feels fantastic about. Obviously went for that early trade on a Chovy, put some pressure down, but it's generally just been a farm fest. And if you're going farm for farm as a Cassiopeia into a Talia, that feels really good. You know, because Canyon's trying to make an impact where he can. He's struggling because bot lane feels just very difficult to deal with. But the fact that it hasn't been Canyon and Chovy able to lean bot makes a world of difference.
Yeah, just zero map pressure at all. You can see that Canyon is trying to hang around the bottom side just in case. Maybe just waiting for his Gromp to spawn. Because, I mean, Pays has shown many times that he's like, okay, I'm going to clear this wave and just back away because doesn't want to pressure that turret. And actually now Pays is in the mid lane as they're looking for this play on the Chovy. Hextech Ultimatum comes down, and eventually you just die. I mean, there's nobody there to save him. Duro also in this one as Owner takes him down. And even the flash burn from Duro doesn't help him at all. T1 just totally controlling everything in this game.
Playing around the setup from this Vi Camille, the decisiveness these picks have, the lockdown, no way to escape from it and get away, and T1 just pulled 2 more kills out of there. I was saying that a 2k gold lead, at 7 minutes feels a lot worse than a 2k gold lead at 20 minutes. I don't think there's looking to be a 2k gold lead at 20 minutes. 4,000 now for T1. They're not giving Gen.G any chance to breathe and recover and stall this game out.
That's exactly what you got to do. I mean, if you just sit on your hands and let Corki hit spikes, you're actually in danger of throwing the game away as Keria once again sets it up here in mid.
It's a great angle coming from the flank here. Flashes to commit the stun. And Chovy runs out of the route, but can't really do much of it. Can't even flash away because Pays can just ult him.
Speaking of setups here, yeah, they're just looking for Canyon, and even he is going to have to flash away. We do have a wall coming down. Ruler also able to get out. Owner forced to flash away himself as this TP comes in from Keen Sante. Going to get on top of Pays. But there's really not much follow-up. I think for Gen.G, at least they don't die. That's kind of all they can be happy about at this point.
Yeah, no ults from Owner and Keria make that a trickier one to start off, but Canyon, at this HP, going into the Herald Pit, very risky. And we can see, Doran's looking...
The Herald does damage.
Look at Doran, he's trying to find poke from the top side. If he hits Canyon with a Shock Blast, he might just die.
He might just die right here. Like, Canyon needs to be so careful as Shock Blast is going to hit him, and Canyon, yeah, he just dies. Gen.G desperate to try to set something up on this objective, and they will be punished heavily for it. T1 immediately call the bluff. As Keria is in that backline trying to take out Ruler. At least Chovy's able to peel for that, but
he won't let them get away.
Not for long, as Doran knocks it down. And T1, they're looking for Chovy here as well. Chovy doesn't have flash. Used it to get that kill earlier as in goes Owner. He's got a shield.
And he gets out.
In and he gets out.
Beautifully played there by Owner. The angle from Doran as well. This game was so much around the bot lane, but Doran, this is such a heads-up play, moving around the top side. Canyon's so low already. This Shock Blast ends up just basically wiping him out. Follows up with the To the Skies, and Gen.G already so chunked out here. We see Keen trying to go in, but against the Fed Mel, not much you can do. Oh, they're going in again.
Yeah, looking for a play here on a Canyon. Duro desperately trying to just peel, and he doesn't exist, as I've said many times in this game. And now still trying to fight her, Gen.G, trying to fight behind this Cassante, but in goes Keria again, sets it up, and they just keep baiting Gen.G into this fight. We got a TP in from Chovy. He's going to be going down here as well. It is a landslide victory so far for T1.
They are absolutely crushing them. 17-3 at 17 minutes. T1 alone have a kill a minute at this point of the game. And with how close Game 2 was, an absolute slugfest that took everything from both teams to get to the end of it, it's T1 who say they have more in the tank. And Gen.G, it looks like they do not. They're just getting picked apart right now. The aggression from Owner and Keria, just permanently looking for these angles to engage. Doran comes in, and there's a feeble attempt to turn it around, but we don't even get to see the replays. They're still looking for more fights. It was Gen.G actually who started this one, but the reinforcements come in and they have to run away.
Didn't you just keep aggressively positioning on objectives and saying, no, we can still fight this? No, you can't.
It's a 10,000.
10,000 gold.
That's pre-20 minutes. This, I think this might be the most one-sided game we've had in the LCK season so far. I can't remember.
It's definitely up there, yeah.
It's definitely up there, but it might even be the most with how early they're able to generate this lead. And considering how close Game 2 was, it's like whiplash almost. T1 not giving them any room to breathe.
Yeah, I mean, Gen.G in Game 1 was very dominant, obviously. Some of that came down to the draft. It was a nice little swap-a-rooney. But then the Game 2 was so close, and then now it's kind of like all that pressure just immediately fell.
This could be a solo kill.
Yeah. It
doesn't quite have ultimate available. Otherwise, genuinely, if he had ult, I think it could have been.
Might have, yeah.
There's the heal from Duro, I guess, on the ult, so maybe he would have been able to peel himself. But, I mean, Keria is so much stronger. He's 2,200 gold ahead of Duro, which normally, like, it supports. It's not a focal point, but it's feeling very relevant right now. Like, I feel like Keria is currently more for carry than Ruler is.
Yeah. No, he is. I mean, Ruler still doesn't exist. He has a Triforce. He doesn't have a health bar, even against the Jace. He's just sitting here getting poked out by Mel and Jace, who outrange him. He's just like, well,
Hayes has
so far behind.
Hayes has 2 full items, a 10-stack Dark Seal, a Seeker's Arm Guard, and a Wisp, building towards his 3rd items. It just, the disparity is humongous right now. And Soul is going up in 3 minutes. Ocean Soul are the highest priority, but I feel like when you're already this far behind, any extra power you do not want to give over. But what are Gen.G supposed to do with this much of a deficit? I feel like if they even walk outside of mid-tower, they're getting engaged on. I mean, Carrier and Ona have Flash, which, I mean, they don't need it. It hasn't stopped them before, but they will absolutely utilize it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Gen.G are really just trying to hug their jungle at this point, and it's a good idea because they haven't really done that for the majority of this game. And you're going to see this Baron started up on spawn. Gen.G will be forced to respond to this.
They want Gen.G to respond. They are going to engage if you give them a window, and it's very hard to contest this without giving them a very open, I mean, a bay window even at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to deny Canyon entry, so...
Okay, they back away. They don't find the angle. They back off. They'll just reset from it. Don't want to throw away a lead like this by over-forcing. It's been 3 minutes since we've had a kill, which is a long time with how this game has been going. But T1 feel confident in the lead and are now setting up for this Dragon with his Soul in a minute and a half. Everyone's summoners kind of coming up because we've had this little bit of a lull in combat. But I feel like it's kind of hard for the summoners to be relevant against Camille, Vi. Like, you can flash as they're engaging on you, but once you're trapped, that's kind of it.
Yeah, I mean, just waiting for this next one to start up in about a minute. You see that Doran just pushing top. Still a 10,000 gold lead.
Are they giving it up? They don't really seem to be moving too much in the area. I guess maybe they're just so worried about the lack of vision and the engage threat. Maybe they push mid and rotate over. But, I mean, Gen.G just do not look like they want anything to do with T1 right now. They're playing so defensively on the map, understandably. But it does not bode well for their chances of making it through the jungle, over the river, and to the Dragon Pit. Feels like, you know, such a long distance to cover with Camille's and Vi's hiding in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have an entry to this fight. I mean, as you mentioned, like, maybe you can push up through mid, but if you are out on the map 5v5, even like 5v4, I think T1 just jump at the chance. I mean, T1 have been relatively restrained in the last 3-4 minutes. They haven't gone too deep on anything. I think that's what Gen.G are hoping they do. Owner's got a nice angle here on the right side.
Doran just keeps hitting Shock Blast onto Ruler, and it's definitely not helping Gen.G.
All right, gonna force the flash out of Doran. That is something, I suppose.
Okay, T1 focusing their attentions around mid, and that's given a window in Gen.G.
And they're just gonna try to flash in and burst down one target. They do take out Pays, actually. Ruler getting pretty low, but he will survive for now. Carrier, though, gonna make quick work of him. And eventually it's only Chovy as the carry who's left over. And Gen.G, I think they sent it about as well as they possibly could have. But at the end of the day, T1 will continue with the dominance, and they will pick up this Ocean Soul.
Even with this Giga-fed 7 kills Mel getting one shot at the start of the fight, it just does not matter. They throw everything they can at Pays, and it's a good engage. The flash done, the follow-up is there to make sure that the Mel dies. But we see Ona go in, baits Duro's ult, and turns on a Ruler. Ruler deleted by that Camille Vi combo, and then there just isn't the follow-up damage for the rest of the fight. Duro flashing away here, the Faker lands the poisons and just walks away. Well, I guess slithers away.
Yeah.
Ocean Soul now completed for T1. And it's back to a 10,000 gold lead.
Just feels like this is how T1 win some of their games. You know, we have games like game number 2 where they're behind, but they see an angle and they're able to play it out in the long game. But sometimes they just make this this draft really work for them. They bring out something that maybe Gen.G are not expecting, and they're able to play it so well to a level that a lot of other teams are not. That just allows them to take over games. I mean, the bot lane is so important in this meta, and if you're just able to pull out Mel Camille, like, that's unbannable. They banned Callista Ziggs. That makes a lot more sense. Now, Keria is going to just die, and now they're looking for Faker. I mean, this is swiftly becoming something. Faker getting pretty low as now Duro is zoning away Pays. That's all he can hope for, and immediately down goes Owner. And all of a sudden, I mean, that's a big Mel ultimate, though. A lot of damage still coming out from Pays, who is able to dodge the Cassante. T1 still fighting this one. As now Pays is going to mean the ace, and Gen.G are right back in the game.
Just when it feels the game is done. A 10,000 gold lead, Dragon Soul as well. We see Gen.G find the miracle fight to turn it around. An ace for just their support. Keria ends up overstepping here. And this is an example where T1 could have just let him go. He's one shot basically, but they commit to the play. Keen with this flash here to get on top of Faker. Essentially removing two members of T1 before the fight's really started. And Pays is trying to get damage down, but he's being chased away by Chovy, by Duro. He commits the ult to kill Duro, but then doesn't have it for the rest of the fight. And look how low these health bars get. Not quite having the damage available, and Ruler's just free-hitting this whole fight. Able to clean up the enemy bot laner at the end. That 10,000 gold lead is down to 4,000. And what looked like if not the most one-sided game of the season so far, could end up turning into the biggest throw this season so far if Gen.G are going to find more ways in like that. That was a massive... I mean, look at the goal difference.
Yeah.
Right now, Keen's actually ahead. Chovy and Ruler are basically even. That's the thing with those kills as well, with who they were going to. It's Canyon who didn't pick up any kills, so he's still really far behind. Duro as well. You don't really care.
Okay.
Canyon's a point-and-click stun. Duro's your engage. But your carries are now at parity. And that's such a big deal.
Insane. I mean, we didn't even talk about what Gen.G's composition really does in much detail because it wasn't going to matter. This game was over. It was over. It was in the bin. And yet, now it's not. And Gen.G have a Red Bull Baron power play of 1,500. They still have immense amounts of pick with Talia, Pantheon, and Nico. And T1 just did not respect it. I mean, they were respecting it for a while. I'll give them that. Until they weren't. And all it takes is one time.
I think it shows how fragile the T1 composition is and how vulnerable to being bursted it can be. There's a lot of squishy members. The Vi-Camille combo feels amazing when you're going in, but when you're getting CC locked, you go down pretty quick, especially with all that extra gold the carry's got. But Canyon, Keen, Chovy, that top side of the map has so much setup to make the picks happen. And right now, Gen.G looking to pick up even more gold on the map. The Ocean Soul's not a game breaker, so the fact that that's got it just kind of sets up for a really early Elder Dragon. But Gen.G just picking up more gold on the back of this Baron.
29-minute Elder is going to be spawning here, and the timing of it is very nice. Gen.G get all that gold on the map. They're able to get it back, spend all of that gold, and then head straight for the Elder and try to set up vision. And T1 still have a gold lead, yes, but this was not supposed to be a playable game for Gen.G. The fact that they can move out on the map in the first place is just crazy to even say. Now, Pays does have a Zhonya's. Hopefully that does help him in the next fight. I mean, the last fight we had, it was just one by one the dominoes were falling, so, you know, it didn't really, you know, even if Pays had his arm guard at that point, it wasn't able to help him. There's no reason to use it in that spot. But maybe in a 5v5 that's a little bit more controlled, T1 can still make something happen and avoid some of the heavy pick potential of Gen.G.
I think having the vision setup is so important for this. You can see like the Gen.G vision line is kind of on the eastern side, and T1 really have control of like the banana brush and that line brush next to mid. It just really intense pockets of vision for both sides around their areas. But I think flanks can be so dangerous in this game from both sides. There's champions that really can be a big threat if they get onto your backline. We've seen Pays getting focused down, being a big factor. He does have that full Zhonya's now for a bit of defense, and Gen.G moving in to clear out some vision. Another factor is there's a lot of poke from T1. With the Jace, with the Mel, they can get that down early, can make a big difference. I like how Ona was walking there. Was like, maybe I find someone, but it's the
They're going to go in for a pick here. I mean, Canyon just isolated, and he will be taken down. Duro, though, wants to continue the fight. Not much follow-up there for the side of Gen.G, but Keen, pretty gigantic, and now Faker looking to flash over the wall. Might just have the damage. Ruler is isolated, and they do take him down this time around. Keen still uncontrolled, but it's only Keen, as he will flash on in to try to save Toby, and he will be able to. And all of a sudden, okay, Keen is going to go down. It was looking like maybe we had something brewing here for Gen.G, but it's still T1 to win the fight, take the ace, 1,500 kills for Owner, and that's a good fight to get it on.
And what a game, honestly, to get it on. Owner has been instrumental for T1 in this one, and honestly last game, getting like the secure on the Elder Dragon. They will be able to dispatch Gen.G. I feel like things were pretty positive. Just the fact they took out the jungler immediately means that Elder's such a real threat. This is why Gen.G felt forced to fight this a man down, because without their jungler, they have no chance of a steal. Pays flashing away from the ult here keeps him safe for the time being. But Keen gets an insane amount of value here. Jumps onto the enemy Mel and just one-shots Pays. In the meantime, though, Fake is running Rampage in Gen.G's backline, and that's ultimately the problem. Keen did everything he could, but didn't really have a team to back him up with the decimation that Faker, Owner, and Carrier put down. Elder Dragon now secured. And it's Baron in 45 seconds, so even if you struggle to siege, you can just pick that up as well. It's going to overlap quite nicely with the Elder buff. But for the time being, you're going to push up pretty aggressively. We said earlier in the game, Gen.G, they just needed to survive, stall the game out. Well, they're now facing an Elder buff, and once again, they just need to survive, clear the waves, and buy time.
Yeah, at least for now. As you talked about, the Baron is not up yet, so no Baron buff means that these waves are easier to clear. Talia pretty decent at doing so. Corki a little bit less so, but still doesn't look like T1 have enough pressure.
Interestingly, they moved towards the boss side jungle, clearing up those camps, and they're going to be a little late on the Baron spawn, which, it doesn't sound like a big deal because they're not going to be contested. But every second that goes by for Gen.G means time where they're not overlapping the buffs. And that's a good thing, because Baron and Elder together means you can't clear the waves and you can't fight them.
Yeah.
But as soon as it's only one of them, if it's just Elder, you clear the waves. If it's just Baron, you fight them. And they are going to pick it up now. They are going to have about a minute, but the waves have been pushed out by Gen.G to buy them as much time as possible. A reset comes in from Carrier. How much time do you really have with a wave pushed up to the enemy turret? 30 seconds, you get 2 waves maybe, and then the Elder is gone, and T1 didn't get a ton of value out of it. They're still mega ahead. They still have the Baron, they're still in a great position, but Gen.G, they've bought time at least for now. If they have to sacrifice a tower here, it's definitely worth it. You don't want to fight until that buff is cleared.
Yeah, almost certain you're going to have to sacrifice something here on the side of Gen.G. The question is really, where is it going to be? It looks like T1 main siege is up on the top side of the map.
Okay, 20 seconds, last wave. If you have to give up the tower, then do it.
Yeah. There's the wall. I mean, that's a little bit lackluster. Doesn't really do anything, and now Chovy's out of position. Straight on the Miasma. Does go golden, but that just means that the Cassante is dead, and so is Chovy. Ruler gonna get ulted as Duro's trying to peel, but the Elder is too strong, and so are T1. Right? Guys? Okay, Ruler is going to get the kill, but we still have Elder.
Wait, it's
Elder's
2v2.
down.
Elder's down.
But they have Baron, so they've got a big wave. This is the 2 carries of T1 that aren't quite strong at this point in time. Canyon. Oh, that's
the reflect
on the missile. Not able to get the root here on a Ruler. But I think eventually in the extended fight, no, he's going to miss the poison.
If he can get some health back, Duro's up in 10. It might be an open Nexus, but they might be able to defend the base.
This is so silly. How are T1 not able to end this game here? Miasma comes in. Canyon maybe a little bit too far forward, but he is able to frontline. Pays, though, gets on in there and shuts it down and says, no, the game is over, guys. Enough. I've had enough of this, says Pays. I will win the game for my team. And not the first time either. T1, they take Saturday Showdown in a